Hey YouTubers, how y'all doing? It's me, Joshua. So, for this next video, I'm not going to be singing. I know some of you are probably like, yay! And some of you are probably like, aw, and some of you probably just don't give a shit. But, I have some beef with a little something that I thought I'd bring attention to. I just want to know, what the heck is with all these vampire-themed TV shows and movies? Last night, I rented the first season of True Blood. It's awesome. I'm not going to have any beef with that because, and it's kind of funny about True Blood. I'm going to get a little off topic already. And so when I was in high school, I read, not all of them, but I read a bunch of the Sookie Stackhouse vampire series, and I fell in love with them. When I heard about True Blood, I didn't know it was the Sookie Stackhouse novels made into a TV series. So when I would see previews, it just never really caught my attention. I'd be like, oh, okay, another vampire show. Woo, I don't have HBO anyway, so why should I care? So when the first season was coming out on DVD, I was in Barnes & Nobles, and I saw all the Sookie Stackhouse novels by advertising for the DVD coming out. I'm like, why did they do this? And then finally it clicks with me. I'm like, oh my god, is this True Blood show, the Sookie Stackhouse novels made into a TV show? Like, these series I was obsessed with in high school, now as a TV show, and I just realized this. Could I be any more dumb? I guess I could. But yeah, so I just started watching the show, and I'm falling in love with it. It's an awesome show. But today, I go on TV.com to try and find any information about the new season of True Blood. And what do I find? Advertisement for a new show on the CW called The Vampire Diaries, off of what? Another vampire book series meant for teenage girls. Okay. Does anybody else think as soon as Buffy and Angel went off the air, the media just completely started shoving vampire TV shows and vampire movies down the public's throat? I mean, it's like as soon as those two shows went off the air, it's like all these different companies and productions were like, ooh, what type of vampire-themed show or movie can we come out with, and whose would be the best? I mean, I love vampire-themed shows. I think vampire shows and movies are awesome, but it's getting a little ridiculous now. Because now it's like everywhere you turn, a new movie or TV show about vampires and like women or men who fall in love with them, it's coming out. And it's getting a little ridiculous. I'm getting kind of tired of it. Let's begin with the first one that I'm getting pretty sick of. Twilight. Okay, I had never read the Twilight series in my life. When I heard all about the movie, I was like, okay, I'll go see it, whatever. I saw the movie 4 times in the theaters, once of my own free will, and the other times I was dragged there by, like, a bunch of friends. The movie is okay. I'm not going to diss it. A lot of people think the acting is really bad in it. Like, a lot of people hate Kristen Stewart. I love Kristen Stewart. I think she's gorgeous. I think she's, a nice actress. I don't think she's amazing. Like, okay, in the movie, there's a couple times where I thought she had Tourette's or something, like, hey, did you get contacts? Before your eyes were black, and now they're golden brown. Or, you're leaving me? What do you mean? You can't, I'm like, come on. I mean, you couldn't have, whatever. Edward Cullen? Okay. I think the guy who plays Edward was a lot hotter in the Harry Potter movie. I thought he was just better looking when he was in Harry Potter. As Edward, he was just okay. And seriously, could they have made the makeup for the vampires look any cheesier? Like, literally, if this was real life, I would know they were vampires the moment I saw them. Could they have made their skin any paler? Could they have made their hair any more obvious that it is not real, that is not their natural colors? Because, I mean, and also my beef with Twilight is, when you're a vampire and you go out into the sun, you don't sparkle like diamonds. You burn into ash. And another thing, Twilight, you cannot make a vampire movie without the vampires having fangs. I'm sorry, but that the vampires in the Twilight series don't have fangs is just BS. My second beef with Twilight, if anybody watched the MTV Movie Awards, you can imagine how angry I was when pretty much Twilight won for everything because a bunch of pimple-faced, fat, ugly, nerdy teenage girls, or let me take that back, preteen girls, voted for pretty much everything. Yeah, Twilight being nominated for a bunch of awards in the MTV Movie Awards, probably letting the public vote on those awards, not the best decision. Kristen Stewart, like I said, I like her, but the fact that she won the Best Actress Award over Academy Award winner Kate Winslet or the amazing Anne Hathaway or the other actresses that were nominated, pretty ridiculous. The fact that everybody really just seemed to be insulted or offended by Andy Samberg, this is going off topic again, but the fact that the entire audience didn't seem to get or respect Andy Samberg's jokes or, I can't remember, the Borat guy's joke. I mean, guys, you're actors. Lighten up a little. And could Vanessa Hudgens have looked like any more of a little whore? That's all I'm saying. But back to Twilight. Yeah, it was pretty ridiculous how everything, Twilight won for everything, especially the best fight sequence, no. So, moving on from Twilight. Now we're getting on to other vampire series. Moonlight. I've seen a few episodes of Moonlight. It got canceled. It was an okay show. Not the best, but it was a very entertaining show. Short-lived, sad. But again, another vampire series. True Blood. As much as I love this show, again, another vampire series, but it's a lot different than a lot of vampire series because even though it involves a human girl falling in love with a vampire, this girl knows how to take care of herself. Pretty much, that's, well, yeah. And now, Vampire Diaries. Yeah. Once again, another show about vampires and people who fall in love with them. What the heck? The media needs to realize that if they keep shoving vampires down everyone's throat like that, people are going to lose interest in vampires very quickly. Whenever a show about vampires will come up, people will be like, I've seen everything before, what's the point? I mean, they really need, the public really needs, or the media really needs to stop with all the vampire stuff because it's going to get old really fast. It already is getting kind of old. I think mostly for me it's because I thought Buffy was probably the best show about vampires that ever existed, and anything after Buffy or Angel just doesn't compare.